Hey YouTube, what's going on? Common Collector here again, and we are doing now a combo video on how to make the Crystal Clearwing Synchro Dragon with Morphtronic. So this has been one of my favorite new decks that I've been messing around with ever since I pulled the Crystal Clearwing Synchro Dragon. Again, if you guys are fortunate enough to pull one of these bad boys, or I believe that the non-ghost rare is available in an ultra rare in the set, so don't forget that you are able to get this at a lower rarity. But yeah, still, this is just a really fun deck to play around with. So if you guys are interested, go ahead and check out the deck profile that I just posted today if you guys haven't already. Otherwise, let's just get started. So we are basically just going to do a little bit of a hand test. I shuffled up the deck pretty good, but we'll shuffle it up one more time. And I will get the camera zoomed back out just so we can see a little bit better what's going on here. I'll put my field center out there. And so, again, just going over the extra deck a little bit here. The main, probably the 5-6 most important cards here in your extra deck are going to be, obviously your Crystal Clearwing, your regular Clearwing, TG Hyper Librarian, maybe not so much. You just definitely want to go into it as much as possible, just so you can get extra draws and keep going in through your deck. But the main cards that you're going to be going into are going to be these four, and then these are just sort of here to help your combos extend just that much harder. But again, if you guys want to check out the full extra deck and all that stuff, go ahead and check out the deck profile. I will have links to the deck profile, my Patreon, TCG player account, which is new. All of that stuff will be down in the description below. So again, if you guys are interested in buying any kinds of cards from the Mega Tins or any of the other sets, I'll be trying to upload more cards. But for now, I can only make 100 listings as of now because I am a new seller. So go ahead and check that out if you guys are interested in buying any cards from the Megatins, and let's see what we can get. So for our first card, we have a Morphtronic Accelerator, a Boomboxin, a Junk Box, another Boomboxin, and a Remotin. So this is a very suboptimal hand. Again, this is my first try. I'm going to just sort of try and see what we can do with this. Having the Junk Box is definitely nice, but this is definitely not a useless hand because we can always try to go into Halka Fibrax and see if we can get there. So we are going to start off by summoning out our Morphtronic Boomboxin, and then just again as a way to be able to get into more combos, we always have Morphtronic Accelerator. So we're going to put back this Boomboxin into the deck, target the Boomboxin to destroy, and then we will destroy that, and then we're able to draw one card off the top of our deck. So let's see what we can get. Maybe if we're lucky, we can get a Morphtronic Smartphone. That would help us get back into this. Okay, and then we get a Smartphone. So we're going to summon off the Smartphone by banishing the Boomboxin, and now this combo finally has some potential. So we are going to roll, and we get a 2, so we'll reveal 2. We get a Cellphone and another Cellphone. Okay, so we will take one of the Cellphones and add it into our hand. Again, this just sort of shows the resilience of this deck. This deck is, still has a little bit of gas. So what we are going to do is we will link away the Smartphone and go ahead and go into our Link Karibo. That's the main reason why we have it in here, is if our hand is dead, we just want to go into the Link Karibo to do some stuff. Then we are going to activate our Junk Box. So Junk Box is going to bring back the Smartphone, and hopefully now we can pick up something like a Morphtronic Repair Unit. So we will roll our dice again for Smartphone's effect. We got a 6, which is exactly what we want. So we'll reveal, we got another Smartphone, which is really good. So we're revealing 6. We will pick up a Smartphone, and we will just try again. So, this deck, the way that it works is that you just want to, oh, maybe I'm not supposed to be shuffling here. My bad. That's probably my bad. You return, or no, shuffle the rest back into the deck. Yeah, that's right. Okay. If this was Adamanticators, we would be putting the cards to the bottom of the deck. So, but yeah. Realistically, what we want to do now is we will take the Link Karibo and the Smartphone, link them away, and go into our Crystron Halki Fibrax, and then Halk will summon out our copy of Morphtronic Sculpin. So Sculpin is going to go into defense mode. It is going to be treated as a level 4 monster now. Even though its activated effects are negated, its regular effects are still live. so it's continuous effect. So we will banish that smart fawn for this smart fawn, and we will roll again. So we will try to get a repair unit, and there we have 2 repair units. So we will pick one of them up. This is okay. This just looks way too perfect, but I'm honest with you. This is the first attempt at the deck. I will put up a picture right now as to how I was doing some testing before this, and earlier in the day I was able to get out Crystal Clearwing, Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, and Appaloosa all next to each other on the board, which was really, really cool. That was just in a hand test that I was doing on Dueling Nexus. But now we have enough gas to really get going, so we will use the, or no, actually we cannot use Repair Unit because we don't have any Morphtronics in the graveyard. So that is a big problem. So what we will do, we could either take all of these and go into Appaloosa, but I think instead we're going to take Link Karibo, use his effect to get rid of the Smart Fawn, and bring Link Karibo back. Then we will use the Repair Unit, send Selfon, and then Selfon will special summon himself back to the field, or the Repair Unit will summon him back. Now we will use Selfon, and we will reveal for a 2. And we, oh my gosh, okay, so we get a Smart Fawn. That was... so right there, what we would have wanted would have been a Smart Fawn or either another copy of the Remoten, which is still in our hand. So but there's 2 more in the deck. So getting into our last copy of Smart Fawn, this is very important. But now what we can do here is we will Smart Fawn, reveal for a 6, and we get another Repair Unit, which is really going to help us out. So we will take the Repair Unit. That means that we can actually get into like another copy of Selfon here if we want to. So I should keep my hand revealed here. Sorry. So those cards are down here. This is our hand. So we reveal there. And now what we want to do is we will take these 2 cards here and we will send them to go into a TG Hyper Librarian. We will keep, usually I would keep Hyper Librarian over there, but we don't need our link zones all that much, so we will just keep Hyper Librarian over there. Now all we're trying to do is to get into our Formula Synchron. So we will do is we will summon our Morphtronic, or use our Morphtronic Repair Unit, pitch away our Remoten, and summon Selfon. So now we have exactly what we need, but we obviously might as well use Selfon's effect while he's on the field. So what we're hoping for now is to get into a Remoten so we can pick something else off the deck. So we will reveal for a 4. Hopefully we can get a monster. Oh no. Oh boy, and then we get another copy of Selfon. That is extremely important. Very nice. This is all just working out way too well. Eventually, I bet I'm going to get all the way through this combo, and I'm still going to end up not getting all the way to Crystal Clearwing. So we're going to take these guys. And I would like to just say for the comment section that there is a more direct way that I could have gone into getting to Crystal Clearwing. I could have skipped the Hyper Librarian and probably done some other stuff, but this is just the way that you can get the most out of your combo. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go with the Formula Synchron, or Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2, Hyper Librarian would go off, and then the Formula Synchron. So we will draw 2 cards for these guys. Now... this is exactly what you want. We have the Desynchro, but we're going to hold off here. So we're going to use Selfon first. Use Selfon's effect. We get a 1, so we get a Boombox in there. And then Boomboxin is just going to become link away fodder because we're actually going to be able to get into a whole bunch of extra zones. So we're going to take our Boomboxin, Link Karibo, and Halqifibrax and go into an Appaloosa, which will have 3 monster negates, which is really, really nice. Then what we can do now, so we've used this Selfon's effect. Oh wait, no, I didn't need to get rid of the Selfon, so that's fine. Selfon, yeah, we want to keep him. So we are going to Desynchro now on our Formula Synchron and get send him back into the extra deck in order to bring back these cards. Wait a second. No, because the Formula Synchron was not properly summoned, so I cannot do that. Right, so we actually do not want to use Desynchro. I forgot about that because, yeah, your Smart Fawn first has to be summoned the correct way, which it was not. So we cannot do that, but what we can do is we can actually take the Selfon and the Formula in order to go into Martial Metal Marcher. And then with Martial Metal Marcher, when this card is synchro summoned, you can target one tuner in your graveyard, special summon it in defense, but negate its effects. You can only use this effect once per turn. And then a synchro monster that uses this card as material is treated as a tuner while face up on the field. So we just have to keep that in mind. So that's summoned, and then we get to bring back our Smartphone from the graveyard, and TG Hyper Librarian is going to allow us to draw yet another card. Sorry, this should be in defense. Now what we're going to do is we will use Desynchro on the Martial Metal Marcher, bringing back our Cellphon and our Formula Synchron. Unfortunately, this time we don't get to draw off of either of these effects because it has to be when this card is synchro summoned, but that's still fine because now we get to use Smartphone's effect one more time. So we will use his effect and we will roll, and we get a 3. That was kind of a weird roll, but we'll take it. So we get a Vacuum In and then another Cellphon. Oh my gosh. So this is working out absolutely perfectly. It was looking a little bit sketchy there for a second with the Desynchro, but we figured out a way to do it with the Martial Metal Marcher. So again, Smartphone's effect is negated. We have no more zones to use for this. So what we want to do is we just want to get rid of these guys again, go into Martial Metal Marcher. Now his effect cannot be activated because he is a hard once per turn, but we do get to draw once off of TG Hyper Librarian, picking up another Morphtronic Vacuum In, or that's probably our first actually. Now we want to use this Cellphon. I really would like to get a Morphtronic Remoten, but I'm not sure if that'll happen. We get a 1, and we get a Junk Box. So that is actually the first effect that we've had so far that has not gone all the way through, but that is totally fine. Now what we will do is we will take these two guys, and we will actually be able to go into another copy of the Formula Synchron, allowing us to be able to draw 2 cards once again. So once for there, one for there. So we will pick up and we will get a Morphtronic Repair Unit. So at this point, we actually have all that we need with this repair unit. So all we will do now is we will activate the repair unit, summon out our Morphtronic Scopin. So we will pitch Scopin to graveyard and then summon something back. So then we get the Scopin, use Scopin's effect, which will then allow us to bring back the bring out the Morphtronic Boombox in from our hand, and then we are able to take these guys and then synchro summon into a Clear Wing Synchro Dragon, allowing us to again draw 1 card off of TG Hyper Librarian, and we are able to get probably our second copy of Vacuum In. So we have really thinned out the deck so far. So look at just how thin the deck is here compared to like our graveyard, which is actually bigger. There's a few extract monsters in there, but we've really gone ahead and thinned the deck out. We can now take these 2 guys and we will take them and synchro away into our Crystal Clearwing Synchro Dragon, which is amazing. We'll actually probably put it right here. That way it is a little bit more safe behind the Appaloosa, so nothing can happen with like, what's the card? The Geonator Transverser. We don't need anything like that happening. Now we actually have TG Hyper Librarian to draw 1 more card. We get a 1-for-1, and I do believe we still have another copy of, so we have our 2 Cellphons, we have our 3rd Cellphon there, but we do have another Morphtronic Vacuum In. There's not really any reason to use 1-for-1 to get a Vacuum In, but we can special summon from our hand. So like if we really wanted to, I think we'll just save that for next turn, but we can 1-for-1 discard a monster and then summon one of these Vacuum Ins from our hand in defense mode, which would still be nice and aggressive if we had to steal something. We do have our Formula Synchron sitting here with our TG Hyper Librarian. So then on our opponent's turn, let's say that they were able to like use Forbidden Droplet and negate Appaloosa and Crystal Clearwing. We can still take Formula Synchron and TG Hyper Librarian and go into our Black Rose Dragon and wipe the field if our opponent is extending hardcore. And again, if this card leaves the field by our opponent's card effect, then we're able to add another Morphtronic Vacuum In from the deck to the hand, just as long as it is a wind monster. So overall, I think that this was still really good. Again, we started off this combo with no copies of Smartphone or Cellphon. I believe our opening hand was Boomboxin, Junk Box, Morphtronic Accelerator, and then another copy of the Boombox. So yeah, this was our opening hand, and we were still able to somehow get into all of this with this still on the board. So thank you guys so much for watching this. This was a more perfect combo than I could have actually asked for. It worked out super duper good. We had really nice dice rolls. That's just sort of the power of how this deck can work sometimes. The Morphtronics somehow, you know, especially as long as you play enough Morphtronic names in your deck, you will get those nice dice rolls that get you to the stuff that you need. So it's not always luck. You can make your own luck by just making the deck nice and consistent and not playing a bunch of hand traps and just dumb other random stuff. This is just more of a fun gimmick deck. But again, another really cool thing that you can do with this deck is if you do draw into Monster Reborn off of like Formula Synchron and TG Hyper Librarian, you're actually able to like bring back the Crystal Clearwing Synchro. And then let's say that we had another copy of Junk Box or something and got out another Selfon. You can actually take all of these guys and you can go into the Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, and you can actually end your board looking like this. So it's a pretty terrifying board to go up against, and your opponent really can't do too much. But thank you guys again so much for watching. Again, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Also, check out my links down in the description below for the Patreon, the TCG Player website that I just started a few days ago, selling some stuff, trying to help fund the channel. And again, just subscribing to the channel helps out so much. So thank you guys for checking out this combo video, and we will see you guys next time. Peace.